Welcome to 6-6 and 6-7 part 1. We're going to start with 6-6 function operations, and we're going to move to part 1 of 6-7 because 6-7 is too much to deal with all in one lesson. My husband's here to help. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Because if you can understand this,
Then anybody can
then
understand
anyone
this.
can understand it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to start with function operations. You know, like there's adding and subtracting and multiplying and dividing.
I've heard of those.
Do you know there's a new magic wand called composition?
Is that like writing?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So we're going to learn how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, and find the composite of two functions. All right. Rewind, because we have to make sure vocab is okay. I believe in math literacy. A function means each domain has a unique range. In other words, it passes the,
VLT.
which is the vertical,
Line test.
like only, x only has one y. Vertical line test. All right, so like this is a function. This is not a function.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see.
The domain are the x values that are possible. The range are the y values. And there are two ways to write functions. This one's a little Wonka sauce, but like they should be used to that. That says f of x, meaning like I have a function based on x.
I've never seen the Wonka sauce one before.
That's okay. Well, then you did too, because you did it in college. In each case, the function f of x is defined by what you're plugging in for x. Now here's an example from Algebra 1. Let's say that we have this function which is linear, because it's it's x to the power of 1, y equals mx plus b. If they say find f of 3, you put 3 in for x, your final answer is 7. That's
Wonderful.
old from chapter 2 for them. But then if they reverse and say find x, if f of x is 10, notice how that entire side becomes 10. It replaces f of x. And then they do their basic math, move over the 1 to get a 9, divide by 2 to get a 4.5. That's old school. That's all from chapter 2. If you have issues with that, please revisit chapter 2. 2-1, and like literally the first day of notes. Woohoo!
Yes.
Okay, good. On to bigger and better things. Smiley face. There are 4 operations you can do. I can't count. Your math teacher is going to change that to 5 for you. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and you can do composition. This one's new. Long story, I'm not going to explain adding and subtracting. However, with subtracting, maybe we need to like make sure we say distribute the negative. We'll show them what that looks like.
Okay.
Now division, nope, composition. It looks like a multiplication sign. Guess what?
It's not.
It's not. You're going to substitute the answer to one of the functions into the x of the other function and then simplify. It's a little complicated, but you will get it. It looks like this. Those are the same thing. This says, do you know what this says?
F of g of x.
Oh my gosh, you're so smart. F of g of x. This also says f of g of x. These are the same thing.
I thought it said fog.
It's like, it doesn't. A lot of people say, actually, you know what a lot of kids think that is? Multiplication sign.
Or, I was saying degrees.
Don't say that.
No.
Okay, nope, we're going to practice
I
now.
did say it.
Problem 1. I'm going to give you 3 functions. Look at these beautiful 3 functions. Their names are g, h, and f. Okay, we're going to do some math with them. We're going to practice. So first things first, let's color code because everyone loves colors. Orange, blue, and gray, because that's what I have. Okay, this one says take the blue one and add
Obi-Wan.
the gray one. So the orange one, oh no, I don't have orange here. Okay, the orange one is, oh wait, no, it's blue. Well, that's embarrassing.
I'm not embarrassed.
I am. The blue one is what?
2x minus 2.
Okay, and what do they want us to add?
3x minus 4.
I need gray. They want us to add 3x,
3x minus 4.
Now, technically, you're adding that quantity. Do the parentheses mean anything?
Is that no?
No, because it's like distributing a positive. So you ready for your final answer, which we'll write in purple?
I'm ready. So
5x.
Yes. Minus 6.
And you did that by combining.
Like terms.
Okay, so that's the new function. It's the addition of the other 2 functions. Do you know what something with a power of 1 is called?
I'm going to guess linear since
That
you
is
started
correct.
spelling it there.
Do you know, and I'm writing that because they should know that. Not explain because it has a power of 1.
Yes.
Do you know the domain of all linears? X is...
Domain of all... don't tell me. I'm going to say...
I won't tell you.
I don't know. X is...
I mean,
I have no idea. What is that?
oh, that's all real numbers. Because it goes forever left and forever right.
I
like
bet
a
you somebody's
line.
gonna get a tattoo of that.
They should. Maybe I already have one. Okay, then
Spoiler
f
alert.
of x. Spoiler alert. F of x minus what color is g?
You said that's orange. It
I
looks more
did.
like peach.
Don't do that. Okay, so f of x. One kid was like, Miss Angela, your videos are just you yelling at your husband. I'm not yelling. Okay, it's 3x minus 4.
Mm-hmm.
What was g?
I don't know.
X squared.
X squared minus x.
But remember, this is an entire subtraction problem, and you're subtracting
Ooh,
that whole
boy.
quantity. Now, what that means is you have
Carry
to
the negative through.
into the second parenthesis.
Yes.
So the first really doesn't
3x
change.
Minus 4 minus x squared
Minus x squared, because you're distributing your negative.
plus x.
Boom, boom. If you can do it,
Anyone can do it.
now put that in standard form. Oh, big one.
Let's see. Okay, so
Oh,
you have
can you do
negative
that?
x squared.
That's right. Yeah, that goes
Negative
first.
x squared
Okay.
plus 4x, combining the terms.
Oh my gosh,
minus
genius.
4.
Good. You
But,
can do
but
that.
there's a negative. Oh,
That was the
you
air
do it.
conditioning. Or not the
No,
air
it's not.
sprayer.
Yeah.
I was going to tell them it was you farting.
It's
That would
not
smell
me.
like lavender.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what type this is? Hint, look at your biggest exponent.
I'm gonna say quadratic.
Oh my gosh, you're so smart. They should know that quadratic. They should know that from chapter 4, when the biggest exponent is 2. Do you have any idea what the domain of quadratics is?
It was gonna be all real numbers.
Yeah,
again.
because quadratics point forever left and forever right. That's why.
Forever and ever.
And ever. I wonder if any of them will know what we just sang. Okay, so H was what color?
I'm gonna guess blue,
And what was G?
peach.
And what are we going to do with those two items?
Is that multiply?
That's a tiny multiply sign. So we're going to 2x minus 2 times, what was
Was
G?
it?
I think it was
X squared minus 2.
Mi-
Was it?
X.
Minus x. Maybe.
Quantity. Ooh, quantity. Because we
Yes.
have a multiplication sign. You ready for this?
We need to
Y'all ready for
distribute.
this?
Yes.
that?
2x to the third minus 2x squared
You can't go that fast. I go as slow as I need to go, so don't rush me.
minus 2x squared
Oh, neat.
plus 2x.
Genius. Now we're not done because we have to
Combine
combine
like
like terms.
terms.
CLT. Okay, and what do you get?
CLT.
What do you get?
The way with your mantras. Anyway, yeah, minus 4x squared
Combining those like terms.
plus 2x.
Okay, so those get put together, and then the other ones. So that is the end. They might not know this type. They should, because we did it in Algebra 1. We just talked about names. However, that's really hard to remember from some of these kids from 7th grade. So that's called a cubic.
Because 3.
Because it's the highest power is 3.
Now, side note, how come, what's with the whole, you don't factor that out, right? 'Cause
No, we don't factor that out because then it wouldn't be in standard form.
Oh, we don't standard form. Okay.
Right.
I'm trying to understand.
Great.
All right.
Well, good. I'm glad I can teach someone. Your domain's also all
you
real
teach me how to
numbers.
Dougie?
Shh. I could probably. Your domain is all real numbers because if you did graph it, would go forever left and forever right. And they could put that on Desmos if they wanted to check. You would put this on Desmos if you guys wanted to. Parentheses not needed. Okay, now dividing. Oof, this is going longer than I wanted, but that's okay. Hopefully they're understanding. What color was G of X?
Peach.
What color is H of X?
I'm going to go with sky blue.
Oh, my dear heavens. Okay, so we're going to put G of X, X squared minus X on top, and H of X, which was
2x minus 2.
on bottom.
We
Now, in
divide.
order to divide, I did talk about it quickly up here because they did this in Algebra 1. Put one over the other, you're going to factor them and you're going to cancel. Okay, so
Cancel.
I will try to give them more room there. Can you tell me what the GCF of the top is?
X.
And if you take an X out, what would you get?
X minus 1.
And they should be able to do that.
I have
What's the
faith in 'em.
what's the GCF of the denominator?
2.
What would you be left with?
X minus 1.
It's almost like I did that on purpose because, and they did do this in Algebra 1 on the keystones, hopefully.
Cancel
And
them
if you
out.
didn't, guys, here it is. Let's get it taken care of now. So that is your final answer. So your final answer is simply X over
I don't like that final
2.
answer.
I don't
Doesn't
care.
look nice.
It's the right answer. Here, I'll make it purple. Will I make it better?
Actually, yes.
Okay, it's the wrong purple. It doesn't match those, but I'm going to pretend like I don't care. All right, now, This originally kind of started as a quadratic. So
Mhm.
4, I'm going to put an asterisk, but we're going to kind of call it a quadratic.
That doesn't seem very scientific or
I
mathematical to say
understand.
kind
I
of
understand
call
how,
it.
but that's going to hopefully help them know that the domain is all real numbers. But look at
Okay.
this, except,
Except for x over 2.
no.
Oh.
Look right here. I'm going to highlight it in yellow.
Mm-hmm.
What x value would make that denominator
1.
0? That's right, because if you plugged a 1 in right there,
1 minus 1 is 0.
that would make 0. Denominators can't be 0.
Hmm.
Technically, they did that in Algebra 1,
Hmm.
but it was hard, and it was probably really quick
Tricky.
and tricky. So, yes, technically, you guys did do that in Algebra 1, but it's been a hot minute. Your denominator cannot be 0. Okay?
Very tricky.
Okay. Denominator can't be 0. Okay. Now subtraction, but we're going to do it with numbers instead of with x's. So we won't have, our answers will not be functions or expressions like these. Our answers will simply be a number. Okay, so we're going to go to h, which is blue. And we're going to plug in -2.
Ah.
Then we're going to go to g, which is whatever,
Peach.
and plug in 0. Okay, we need to plug in -2 into h. So that's going to be 2 times, but instead of x minus 2, what's x going to be?
-2.
Okay, so when you zoom in here, and that's going to be -4 minus 2, which is,
-6.
okay, and then we're going to do that, but we're going to do that for the g equation with 0. So x squared minus x. So it's x squared minus x. So 0 squared minus 0 is,
0.
okay, and then we have to subtract those answers. What's
-6 minus 0
is,
-6.
and that's how you do that. So you plug them in and then you do whatever it says. We did do that in chapter 2 quickly. Now multiply. Do you have the h equation memorized?
No.
Okay, 2x minus 2. 2x minus 2. So 2x minus 2, which is 2 times
5.
minus 2, which is
10 minus 2.
8. Okay. Now we have a time symbol. What, now we have to go to the G was this color, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I feel like I've been only using these 2 colors.
Where's your gray?
I don't know.
No f of x.
Oh, I didn't mean that because I only used it once. Oh well.
Well, you
That's
used it
all
a
right.
couple times up
Okay,
there.
okay. So G is -3. So x squared minus x. Uh-oh. We have to use parentheses. Some kids really struggle with that.
Ooh.
When you
yeah.
plug in a negative,
Ugh.
you got to use parentheses.
Yeah.
Because what is -3 squared?
9.
But without parentheses, it would be -9. Yeah.
Mm,
And then this actually turns into a +3, which is actually...
12
So I have to take 8,
times 12.
which is 96?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so
Yeah.
too, because it's
Yep.
80 plus 16. Oh, this is going longer than I want, but I think it's going well. Do you feel good?
I'm on top of the world.
Composition. Okay, F was gray. G was orange.
Or orange.
And we're going to plug in X. Okay, they've never seen composition, so we have to be really careful here. Okay?
I've never seen it.
So what you do is you plug X. This says plug X into the G equation. Don't overthink that.
Okay.
So it was x squared minus x. Plug in x.
And it's still x squared
Squared minus x. Then you take that quantity and you go to the F equation, which was 3x minus 4. But you take away the x and you plug in
x squared minus x.
That's right. So you're plugging in an equation for this x. Very weird, right? It's called it's like you're composing one of the other. So that would be 3x squared take away.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Oh, minus 3x.
Minus 4. Can you combine any like terms?
No.
No. So this is a quadratic because of the
x squared.
Quadratic. And what is the domain of quadratics?
All real numbers.
Because it goes forever left and forever right if you were to graph it.
So since you just composed that, do you feel like Mozart or Beethoven composing their symphonies when you're
I feel like
the beautiful
Albert
language
Einstein.
of math.
Okay, let's keep going because I know they want this to be done too. H is what color? Do you remember?
Blue.
Okay, and then F was what color?
Gray.
Thank you. And I do want them to know, like, it could be written like this. Like, those are the same thing.
Mhm.
This says H of F of -3. This says H of F of -3. So they say the same thing. Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
Start with the innermost. So start with the F equation, which was
3x minus 4. Is that what it is?
3x minus 4.
Bonus
So we're
points.
starting with the F equation. And we're going to plug in -3 because that's what it says too. So this is like step 1. So it's -9.
minus 4. -13.
Okay, now step 2 is to take that answer and put it into the H equation, which was
Ooh,
2x minus 2.
2.
Okay. I really never did a great job with these notes before, which is why I won. I feel like this is this going well?
I'm understanding.
Okay, that's good. So we're going to go to the H equation, but instead of x, what are we going to make x?
-13.
So it's like you solve the innermost equation and then you plug that answer into the outermost equation. Which is, so your only answer is this one. So if you were taking a multiple choice test, you wouldn't pick -13, you would pick -20. So it's the
'cause that's
answer
the
after
final.
yeah, the final step, the final answer. Okay, one more like that, okay, and then we're going to stop this video.
Final
Countdown. Okay. What color was G?
Orange.
I'm so glad you remember. What color was F?
Gray.
And how do you read? Could you try to read this for me to tell me that I taught it to you?
G
Oh,
of
poop.
F
This should
of-
say, wait.
Oh, man.
I wanted this to be 1. I'm
You just
sorry.
said poop. Oh my.
Okay. Pretend that I meant to write it like that. Okay. I'll fix it on theirs. Read it to them.
G of F of 1.
Okay. Which one do you start with, F or G?
F.
And F's equation, do you remember it?
3x minus 4.
I'm going to trust you. And what do you plug in for F?
1.
And that's going to be,
And 3 minus 4 is -1.
okay. Then what do you do with that -1?
Plug
That
it
was
into
step
the
1.
G equation.
Okay.
Was that x squared minus x?
X squared minus X. Oopsie. What
I
was
think
that?
was it x squared minus x?
Yeah, it was up
Or we're
there.
guessing.
No, it was. I just checked. Okay, so what are we going to plug in for X?
-1.
But we have to use,
Parentheses.
otherwise what's going to mess us up?
The negative.
Okay, so -1 goes in. Ba-joom, ba-joom. So it's +1, add 1, I need to sneeze, equals.
2.
All right, and that's the final answer. It's not, it looks like it says step 2.
Because you put a 2 up there in the same
I
color.
know. Okay.
Sure.
So the final answer would be 2. So we did adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and composition. Now they have a word problem from Coles, and they're going to start the 6-7 part 1 notes. Oof. Sorry,
One
guys.
problem from Kohl's. You can get up to 30% off.
But I did 20%.
Okay.
I'm going to hit the pause now.